समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. We start with the second verse today of the 16th chapter, and I will read it. In this verse, there are 11 values listed, and very important values for seekers. Ahimsa satyam tyaga shantirapeshunam daya bhuteshvaloluptvam mardavam hrirajapalam. Harmlessness, truth, absence of anger, renunciation, peacefulness, absence of crookedness, compassion to beings, uncovetousness, gentleness, modesty, absence of fickleness. Continuing, Lord Krishna enumerates the mental contents of the godly type of men. We had discussed last time that there are the three types of people: Dev, Asur and Rakshasa, right? So, जो देव की जो qualities हैं, the dev kind of the divine sort of people with divine qualities, they are being discussed here. So we have to judge ourselves on these to try to see how far we fit into this category, or we do not fit into it at all. We may fit in partially, or we may not fit in at all, or there may be some really divine ones who have all the qualities, right? So see this. First is ahimsa. This word is, notice that it does not translate as non-violence over here. The translation is harmlessness. Okay? So discussing this first of all, harmlessness. Please also understand that, harmlessness is a mental quality. Physically, non-violence is not possible. Carefully understand what I'm saying. Physically, non-violence is impossible in the world. You cannot live without violence. And that is the reason all our Devi, Devtas, Devis also, Devatas also, they all carry weapons. You have understood that, right? So ahimsa, when given over here, does not mean physical non-aggression. This is a mental quality where you are determined not to harm anyone, and no thought of harming someone aggressively comes to your mind. That is what ahimsa over here means. Now, physical ahimsa being impossible is, I'll give you examples. A mother, when a child is going to hold the flame of a candle, the mother pulls him back and gives him a slap and says, "Don't touch that." The mother uses aggressive force with a child if he is doing something very wrong, right?
So what is she doing? She is using that force for his benefit, not to harm him. Okay, another example, a doctor. When a doctor slits the stomach of a person who has stomach cancer to operate on that person, physically he is harming, isn't he? He is slitting the stomach. But it is the intention is not to harm. The intention is not to kill. The intention is not to give pain. The intention is a noble one. Another example, a judge. When a judge sentences a man to death, he is not committing violence. He is saving the society from a Rakshasa type of man who can harm the society. So he is actually advocating harmlessness. That means he wants to remove a cause of harm to the society. Okay. So these are examples. An army officer, when he is in the battlefield, doesn't he kill? He does kill. But can you call it hinsa? It is not hinsa in the right of the word hinsa, because he is protecting his country against aggressors. If the country is attacking another country for no rhyme or reason, that is hinsa. Definitely, that is aggression and hinsa. But when you are defensive, then, so see, when the Lord takes birth, what does he say? He says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam. That I am taking birth for this purpose. He enumerates his purpose as Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam. That means I will protect for the protection of the good and the destruction of the weak. Vinash, he says vinash. Vinashaya cha dushkratam. तो नाश आप कैसे करेंगे बिना अग्रेशन के? You have to. Then again, see, we believe that if anything is coming to harm you, your country, your family, your own personal self, you must destroy that. Otherwise, it is a dangerous philosophy. If you say, yes, ahimsa paramo dharma is our motto, that we do not go and do hinsa to anybody. But if someone is trying to attack you and you don't even defend yourself, then you are a fool. It's a dangerous philosophy. So here, ahimsa is a mental quality of not causing harm to anybody or causing pain to anybody unnecessarily. Okay. So hinsa mein aap bina hinsa ke जी नहीं सकते. How many mosquitoes do you get killed? When there is a cockroach or there is termite in your house, how many termites do you get killed? How many cockroaches do you destroy? Tell me. Rats. These are all pests and can cause disease to you. That is why you destroy them. Right? So you can't live without. And of course, I'm not even mentioning the non-vegetarians. How many in one lifetime, how many creatures does one non-vegetarian kill and eat up? Tell me, isn't that violence? So it is not that. I'm just saying that you, unless it is very, very essential and translates for the good of the family or the country or you yourself, there should be no aggression. Basically, there should be no aggression in the mind of the person. Okay. Now, hinsa also, see, there are many kinds of hinsa listed also. Just like dan, I told you last time, many kinds of dan, because our rishis and munis have gone into great, great detail. Now, hinsa also at the thought level, I have just discussed with you that you are not supposed to have thoughts of harming others. ठीक है ना? तो वो तो हो गई आपकी मन की अहिंसा. Then because it is only at the thought level. Then there is something called vak hinsa. You know, vak hinsa is saying things to people which will hurt them. That is also hinsa. Some people are very good at it. Rumor monging, gossiping, spreading tales about people when they don't even know whether it is true or not, judging people all the time. You know, he is bad, he is good, he is this, he is that. You know, those kind of things. So all that is also hinsa. Then going to somebody's house. Now somebody, okay, someone doesn't have kids, they know what to do, they know what is happening there. Oh, it's 5 years you've been married, you don't have children? Oh no, why don't you, have you shown yourself to a doctor? What is this? This is hinsa. This is hinsa. Somebody, there has been the death of a spouse, husband or wife, and you go to that house and tell the person who is left behind, what will you do now? It will be very difficult for you. How will you? Doesn't that person know? Usko malum hai. Rather than lifting that person's spirits, you are making him feel so horrible about a situation. That is what? Vak hinsa. This is vak hinsa. Criticizing others behind their back, वाक हिंसा. तो उस तरह की हैं, कई सारी तरह तरह की हिंसा होती हैं. Just killing animals for no rhyme or reason, when you can't even use them, just for fun, for sport, is hinsa. Even if you are killing to eat them, वो भी समझ में आता है. But just killing them or destroying them is hinsa again. So understand this in the right spirit, the hinsa. Okay, then come to the next, truth, satyam. We have discussed this in the previous stanza also, where we discussed uprightness, where we say that you should not be crooked. The mind, intellect, and body, actions with the body, thoughts in the mind, and speech, whatever thought and intellect tell you, you are speaking the same thing. So, man, vachan, or karma, all these three things should be in a straight line, not crooked. Crooked means the mind is thinking something else, you are saying something else, and doing something else. Okay? Here, truth means the same thing. It is that with no intentions, you should not be telling a lie. They say there is satyam vadami, ritam vadami. Now, ritam is confirming what you are saying to be the truth and then speaking. Careful, huh? One is satyam. Satyam means that you think this is the truth and so you are saying it. One is rhythm. Rhythm means that you have confirmed it to be true and then you are saying it. That is rhythm vadami. So the thing is ki just see the subtle difference between the two. Okay? So satyam only means that you should speak not where there are veiled meanings. तो veiled meaning क्या, आप बोल तो कुछ रहे हैं, but you have a veiled meaning of either hurting him or being sarcastic or making him understand something else. So those are veiled meanings of your speech. Even that you should be careful. So the satyam ka ye hai. Satyam, I have also told you in my last talk, I told you that truth gives a lot of strength to your speech, to your mind, and to your personality. A person who is truthful has a lot of validity and people trust him. There is the aura of truth around him gives him strength of purpose. Whatever he does it with full conviction that I am doing the right thing. But a person who is not established in truth, he will always do and say different and opposite things. And that will destroy the strength of his mind. That will destroy the strength of his speech. destroy the strength of his personality. Okay, so now then come to the next, that is akrodha. Also, please, krodha is anger, akrodha is without anger, but this does not translate as without anger. Again, as Gurudev has written also, that it is very it can be a very unnatural thing to expect somebody not to have any anger at all, or not to get angry at all ever. Anger is many times, as Gurudev used to say, required, and you have to use it as a tool, especially if you are in administration, the company bosses, the head of a household, or somebody who's controlling staff. He has to show anger to them sometimes. Mark the word show. Okay. Anger which irritates your mind causes impurities in your own mind. It causes poisons in your own body. It is a biological fact that if you are angry, your glands release poisonous chemicals and hormones into your body. So, whom are you harming by getting angry? You first harm yourself, and then whatever harm you have caused to the other person by getting angry or showing temper. Okay, this is one. Now, then, it is not getting angry, but it is you get angry, but the anger should not get you. Right? It Gurudev used to use this sentence with us, that get angry, but the anger should not get you. That means it should not have the capacity, because when you are putting on an act of being angry, so that you may discipline either students or staff or people whom you are governing over or whatever it is, you have to put up that act. But that should be an acting. It should not have the capacity to irritate you. And there are some people I know who get angry, and then there is a sulking for 2 days, 3 days. Hmm? And as Murari Bapu says, कि कुछ लोगों का तो चौमासा होता है. Chomasa means the husband and wife are not talking to each other for 4 months. Chomasa is that sacred month where people do pujas to Lord Shiva and do abhishek and all that. Huh? So since he's a holy person, he used the word chomasa. कि कुछ लोगों का तो चौमासा होता, and it is true. It's not just like that he's saying. So what has happened? If you have stopped talking because of anger, and if you are sulking because of anger, then what has happened? Anger is affected you. It has affected you. You're not able to normalize yourself. Gurudev used to give the example of the jack in the box. You remember, you know that in childhood you may have played with that thing. You open the box, and a person, a small little toy called Jack pops out of it because there is a spring under him, right? And then when you close the box, Jack goes back into the box. So Gurudev used to say that after getting angry, you should come up to normalcy like a jack in the box. Smile, talk animatedly, just as normal as before. You should become absolutely normal. So, the capacity to check yourself from not being affected by the anger that you are showing is called akrodha. What they have given over here, akrodha. That means that the emotion of anger should not be allowed to affect you adversely in your life. So, this is what you have to practice in your life, that you show temper, but it is an act that you have put on It is has not affected you in any possible way. And you are how quickly you are able to, your spiritual strength is that how quickly you are able to get back to your normalcy. Hmm? It should not have the fire. Okay. Next is spirit of renunciation. That is tyaga. Okay. Dekho, renunciation is not possible unless you have followed these other values. वो हो नहीं सकता. You will not have that thing in your mind, that much of tyag bhavna in your mind, or not even tyag, because the word tyag is associated with effort. There should be no effort in the spirit of renunciation. You should be able to give it up, thinking, Baba, chalo, thank God I've given it off. Acha, how do you discard old clothes, old shoes, this, that? Don't you just throw them away or give them to any needy person who wants them? And how good you feel after that suddenly, isn't it? You suddenly feel relieved. See, the more things that you possess, okay, the more burden you will have. Huh. So it is very, very good that when you can give up, and give up very, very easily, even let go. It is not just of things. I'm not talking only of material objects. Okay? Something that has hit you, a circumstance which is not favorable to you, let go. Drop it from your mind. Let it not hang on to your mind and trouble you, because it will only cause you unhappiness. It will only cause you irritation, agitation, and all those things in your mind. So let it go. What good is it doing you? People keep talking of the past, so and so did this with me, so and so said that to me, so and so, और उसकी गांठ बांधे रहते हैं. तो वो क्या है? Just think about it. It is only troubling your own mind. Memories of the past are only thoughts. Their reality is only thoughts. Drop those thoughts. तो renunciation में वो सब कुछ आता है. It is not only the giving up of objects. Certainly you should be able to, you should not be attached to anything. You should not be attached to anybody. You should be not attached to any situation, circumstance, or relationship, because they will shackle you. Then they get power over you. The more attached you are to things, the more they have the power to hit you. सोच के देखो, सोच के देखो. A mother is very attached to her child. When something happens to that child, how much does it affect the mother? Tell me, doesn't it? The neighbor is not affected. The neighbor used to love the child, yes, but was not attached to the child. Attachment is the one that gives the pain. So let go of attachment, renounce attachment, and just concentrate on the reality that you are. Come to the next one, quietude. Hmm? Quietude. देखो ये जो सत्यम है ना जो हमने करा था, by aligning everything, you see, I'm quoting over here that I'm quoting from an American research psychologist. His name is Lewis Andrews. Okay, name is Lewis Andrews. And he says that honesty is absolutely essential to personal happiness. Why does he say that? Think about it. Honesty is absolutely essential to personal happiness. This is a psychologist saying, not me. And so, if your mind is कभी ट्रूथ बोल रहा है, कभी झूठ बोल रहा है, कभी कुछ कर रहा है, सोच कुछ रहे हैं, कह कुछ रहे हैं, कर कुछ और ही रहे हैं, तो then what is happening to you? You are disturbing yourself. आपके मन में, see, there is a therapeutic wisdom in traditional values. Understand that very clearly. Why are we giving out these values over here? Why is Lord Krishna giving these values to you? He is saying that these have a curative effect on your personality. They have a therapeutic value. They cure you, they heal you of unnecessary troubles. If you do not have these values and you do not live by the traditional values, believe me, you will become unhealthy even physically. Not only mentally, even physically, you will become unhealthy. And how sad is that? Once you become physically or mentally unhealthy, your mind loses the capacity and the strength even to remember things. Haven't you heard of people whose mind becomes befogged and they can't remember anything? It happens to people who have this double thing in their mind, double speak, as they say. Think something, say something else. Have another intention, but give out by speech another intention. Those are the people whose minds get affected and bodies get affected. So it has a healing power. It has a curative effect if you live these values. Also, ये देखो, हाँ, so renounce. Now then come to quietude, that is shanti. Okay, shanti, if you lead these values, it will bring peace to your soul. वो अपने आप शांति आ जाती है अगर आपके मन में तरह तरह के दुविधाएं, hatred, uh, all kind of things for other people you have in your mind, and you work them up in your mind, judging people, gossiping about them, ये है वो है, तो वो तो उससे फिर यही होगा कि your own mind will get diseased, your own body will get diseased. There is a lot of freedom in living a simple life. You get the freedom. Your mind is free. देखो, अगर आपने झूठ बोला है ना, there is an English saying that a liar has no memory. ठीक है? Now, a liar has no memory means what? If you have spoken lies, then next time somebody asks you about the same thing, you don't remember कि आपने वहां पे क्या कहा था. That is the one of the ways how the police tries to check out whether you lied or you told the truth. They ask you again and again at different times the same thing. And because you don't remember what you said where, you will say a wrong thing because you will bring up a new excuse. Hmm? आपको याद ही नहीं रहेगा. Because you are lying. I'm giving you the example of a domestic worker. He wanted to go home. And so when we first asked him why you want to go home, he said that no, that new house that I have built, a little 2-room house, तो उसकी हमको कुछ पूजा करानी है, इसलिए हमको जाना है. Okay. Then after 2-3 days we again asked him that why do you want to go home? So he said नहीं, वो एक शादी है तो मुझे वो अटेंड करनी है, इसलिए मुझे जाना है. Now what has happened? He has said two different things at different times. Then the third time, after another few days, again I asked him, कि, oh, so I gave him the hint. I said, you were going for a wedding. So whose wedding is it? So he said, no, my cousin who lives on Haley Road, उसकी शादी है. पहले उसने किसी और की बताई थी शादी. Now the thing is this, that you see, he doesn't remember that what excuse he had put up once and what he's putting up now. So his own life becomes complicated and his leave is refused, not sanctioned, because the lie is caught. So similarly, if you say you should learn to use the outer well-being for inner well-being. देखो, आपके पास सब कुछ है, anything. Why do you want to lie? For what? Are you lying to save your life? No. It's just a habit people have. And they just, at the drop of a hat, they lie. For no rhyme or reason, they lie. They are destroying their own personality, totally destroying the strength of their mind. And once the strength of your mind is destroyed, believe me, no matter what you wish for, will never come true. Your life will never be simplified. You will always face troubles in your life, and you will always face troubles in the family if you keep telling lies, because you are self canceling your own thoughts and therefore making your own mind weak. So, whatever you wish for does not come true. Okay, quietude will come, and you have to practice quietude in spite of any disturbing environment. If you can do that, then you are successful in Shanti Arjavam. आप अपने आप को टेस्ट करिए कि some untoward incident has happened, something other has happened. So then, what I still need to be unruffled. You know that English word unruffled. That means your peace, that happening should not have the power to disturb your peace. You should still be able to bear up quietly, peacefully, and objectively any situation which is not favorable to you. Then you should think that you have got this quality of being shanta. Shanta. ठीक है ना? Then unmalicious tongue, that is apeshunam. Apeshunam is, I have to tell you, the thing is, some people speak very sweetly, very softly, very lovingly, very kindly. You will not hear an unkind word from them. Okay? I'm talking about where I work. There, somebody was creating a lot of problem for us, and we lost lakhs and lakhs of rupees because of that person. Also, a lot of trouble was generated, lot of ill will was generated because of that person. But when I told the Swamiji who was in charge about him, he said, हाँ प्रार्थना जी क्या करें, वो तो बड़े बड़े ही विचित्र हैं. Now see, look at this. He said, बड़े ही विचित्र हैं. He did not use a single wrong word or word of criticism for this person, despite all that that man was doing. This is the sweetness of the tongue. Huh? And see, a shattered personality will always, as Gurudev writes, will always gossip about others, will keep on criticizing others, because that personality has taken the hits from others. They may have taken the hits from other people. So their personality or their mind is totally shattered. And it is a shattered mind that is all the time. The shattered mind expression first comes into the speech. The speech will become harsh, it will become critical, it will become gossipy, and all that. You see, the thing is कि आपको ये सब करने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है. What happens is, देखो, your mind should be overflowing with kindness, truth, sincerity, tyag, love, and compassion. Then your speech automatically will be honeyed. It will be a sweet speech. और उसका वो रीजन क्या देते हैं? This can be only possible by a highly spiritual person. देवी प्रकृति के इंसान की स्पीच अच्छी हो सकती है. क्यों? Because he thinks the other person to be the same as him. Think about, because he is established in the fact that the truth in me is the truth in this person also. The dynamism that energizes my body or gives strength to my body, mind, and intellect to talk and act in this world is the same in that person as in me. So he does not consider that other person to be somebody else. You can only criticize someone if you think he is someone else. He is not me. Okay. The person who is established in the truth of the all-pervasive reality thinks that he is me. So This hand, supposing it gets into the eye, huh? Then supposing this hand gets into the eye, then does this other hand hit this hand? No. बल्कि ये हाथ खुद उठ के उस आंख को सहलाता है. You know, you are trying to soothe that eye with the same hand that hit it, isn't it? The eye doesn't think the hand is someone else, now the hand should be chopped off. The hand is feeling sorry for the eye that it has poked because it is the same body. Similarly, a person with Devi Prakriti, Devi Guna, and Devi values, he will not purposely harm anyone. And if he has purposely even harmed someone or made someone feel sad, then he gets up and tries to soothe and calm the person. ठीक है ना? As Subodhanand ji used to say, आपका जाता क्या है सॉरी कहने में? एक वर्ड ही तो है. Think about it. एक वर्ड ही तो है. You just say, comfort that person because he has been harmed because of your speech. That was also only speech. And comforting him, consoling him, and saying sorry is also just speech. आपका क्या जाता है? He used to say. So why don't you use it? Okay. So here it is just that a person, you know, who practices this unmalicious uh, thing, he develops a personality that is a very strong personality. His speech becomes full of clarity. His speech becomes full of strength. His speech gains a positive, energizing effect on the other. He is capable of influencing others' minds, lifting up other people, and changing other people to a better life. But it will not come if the person's speech is not disciplined. So, here again, you come to this. You must, and when you, देखिए ये जो इंद्रिय है ना स्पीच की, this is a very powerful indriya. I have told you again and again that it has a double function, that of tasting and of speech. So this indriya is the most powerful indriya, and that is why many spiritual disciplines come from food. That's something you want to eat, control yourself. If you think it is harmful for you, don't eat it. Similarly, maunam, practicing silence. Okay, practicing silence also is that discipline. Okay, so here it is. Now come to the next one. Tenderness towards beings. Tenderness. So don't ever think that everybody, if you are living by values, you say, if I can do it, why shouldn't that person also behave the same with me? That will not happen. That will not happen. They will behave in all kinds of ways. Understand that there are, initially, he has said that there are three kinds of people. There are three kinds of values practiced by people. One is Devi, one is Asur, one is Rakshasa. So the Asur and Rakshasa are going to trouble you. जिनकी वो values हैं, and believe me, 90% of the people are Asur and Rakshasa. These values are of a very rare person. As I've told you, judge yourself with the touchstone of these values. That how many values are true for you, that you practice them. And we will all fall short, right? So why should, if we fall short on one value, the other person may be falling short on some other value. So bear up with that person. Bear up with that person. And that is why I try to understand. If you have compassion and love for that person, it will bring about understanding. How come every mother thinks that my son has got no faults? My son is the best child going around. Why does a mother think like that? Because of the love she bears for him, because of the compassion she bears for the child. So she thinks like that. Somebody else may think that he is a devil incarnate, and the moment he knocks at that door, they shut the door on his face, isn't it? But the mother is all over the child. She doesn't see his faults because out of love and compassion. Similarly, here, tenderness towards all beings will come if you have love for them as God's creatures. God's creatures are good, bad, ugly, everything. But when you have compassion for all of them, because they are the Lord's creatures, they are His creation. So then you will not have, you will be tender towards all beings. Next is uncovetousness, a loluptvam. Lolup is greed. Greed, I want this, I want this, I want more, I want more. Even when you have it, you would want more. Look, try to understand one thing. I've seen in my life, if the Lord takes away one thing from you, He always compensates it with something else. You will gain somewhere else. So, why do you just want to cling and cling to some one thing? Because somehow or the other, you have made it up in your mind that it is mine and I have a right over it. Nothing is yours. Believe me, nothing is yours. When you came into the world, things have been given to you over years and years and years. कभी किसी ने दिया, कभी फादर ने दिया, कभी फादर इन लॉ ने दिया, कभी मदर इन लॉ ने दिया, कभी मदर ने दिया. But wherever you got it from husband or wife or wherever, you start claiming it as yours. It was born in the world, and when you go, it will be left here only. It's not yours. So it is given to you by the Lord in His kindness to play with. So play with it and give it back. The moment you start this me and mine, this is mine, that is where all the trouble comes from. So covetousness is actually, here it is a loluptvam. Now it is, of course, they say that unnecessary possessions also create clutter in your life, and the more you have, the more you have to take care, don't you? सोच के देखो. हाँ, अगर आपके पास एक गाड़ी है तो आपको वही एक गाड़ी की सर्विसिंग भी करानी है, इंश्योरेंस भी करानी है, रोड टैक्स भी देना है, पोल्यूशन चेक कराना है, ये करना वो करना है, ऑल दैट, पेट्रोल डलवाना है, चार्ज करवाना है, ऑल दैट, right? Supposing you have 10 cars, you have to take care of those 10 cars. So how much more has your effort multiplied? Tell me. And do you need those 10? You don't. You don't. So just come to think of it, इतना है, वो कबीर का एक बहुत सुंदर भजन है जिसमें वो कहते हैं, जो चलना राह नाजुक है, हमन सिर बोझ भारी क्या. आपको नाजुक रास्ता चलना है, where you are barely balancing yourself. Why are you carrying the big load on your head? The lesser the load on your head, the lighter you will feel. Just try it. Just try it. 10 trousers, give 2 away. You feel, thank God. My cupboard has more space. There is no clutter. And I can buy 2 new ones now, isn't it? That is the feeling you get. So, the wise thing is, when there are clothes in your cupboard, the moment you buy one new one, give away one. Or rather, give away 2 old ones. And you will feel happy. Otherwise, you keep cluttering the old ones and keep. I know people, I'm not exaggerating, I have seen. When they open their wardrobe, the clothes tumble down and fall on them. Because there's no space there and they have pushed things into the cupboard and they all are falling down. ऐसे भी हैं. Now, this covetousness is not only in terms of objects. I have told you it is also in terms of mind. Don't clutter your mind with all kind of things. When you clutter your mind, covetousness. When you clutter your mind, I'm talking now of covetousness. Covetousness is when you clutter your mind with too many things. Don't clutter it. Let go, let go. Things that don't concern you, things that you can do nothing about. Why do you even listen to them? Or why do you even watch them on the television when they are not adding anything to you? Are they benefiting you in any way? Huh? Are they adding? You're watching a war on the television. How is it benefiting you? Tell me. Is it adding something to your personality or adding something to your happiness? Rather, it is detracting from your happiness. You say, oh, poor people, look at the way they are dying. Oh, look at these buildings being destroyed. Look at these towns being ravaged. Isn't that the feeling that comes to you? So, why are you watching it? And the best part is, some people keep watching it while having dinner. TV is on with all these gory things happening, murders and killings and children dying hungry and hospitals being bombarded and all, and these people are having dinner. How do you think that that food is going to benefit you with the kind of mindset that you are eating it with? So, so all these things, ये जो है ना, ये अब जो ये जो लास्ट का है, gentleness and अच्छा, gentleness and modesty. Modesty, as Gurudev has very nicely used this word fragrance. He says modesty is the fragrance of the personality. When you when you are drumming your own importance, and when you are drumming your own riches, when you are drumming your own capabilities, whatever, then you will never get into gentleness and modesty. They all also, when you practice the above, they come as a result of that. You will become a very modest person. A person who truly has doesn't show it off because he doesn't feel the need to show it off. I know somebody who's very rich. That person was going in a very small car to some place. So somebody said to her, "Why are you going in this car? It doesn't behave your status. You are such a rich person, and you're going in this car." And her reply was very nice. She said, "I don't need this car to build my status. If people know who I am, that's enough, and they all know. So this car is not adding something to me. Only those people, only those people are immodest, and only those people boast about their possessions who have little. They need those things to add to their personality." So here also, people wearing big diamonds, people, I mean, I know somebody who wore a very big diamond and was going to play cards, gambling. So I said to this person that, "Why are you wearing this huge diamond ring? Huge diamond ring." No. When I go to play cards, I want all of them to know my status. So that is, so then she herself is impoverished without that ring, and with that ring, she adds on to her status. तो वो अच्छा, देन कम अचपलम. देखो ये भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है. ये अचपलम इज समथिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. Notice it, please. There are some people who cannot sit still. They just can't sit still. They are all the time very jumpy, all the time very, uh, they cannot sit quietly, peacefully. They either be shaking their legs, or they'll be shaking their hands, or they'll be mm, uh, biting their nails, or they'll be, some fidgety action they will keep doing all the time and moving their body all the time. That is what? That is what is chapalam. The word chapal has come, उसी से आप कहते हैं ना चप्पल, चप्पल जो आपका पहनते हैं आप पैर में, it's called chappal from, this is the root. Chapal means ready to walk. Chapal means not in one place, moving or going ahead. तो उससे चप्पल बना है. And chapalam is a person who's constantly moving, either moving the eyes. The eyes are also not sthir. You will notice चकर 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 चकर, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना इधर उधर इधर उधर 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 कई लोगों की आंखें चलती हैं. नोटिस करना. That is the instability inside them, their own instability inside them. वो है. Also, physical movements will be much more of that person who is agitated or irritated inside. A person who can sit still for a long time, his mind is at a very peaceful stage. When you meditate, then what happens? Even your eyes don't flicker. Eye movements, eyelid movements are absolutely peaceful. The entire nerves on your forehead, in your shoulders, in your whole body are absolutely peaceful, isn't it? So those of you who meditate will know. And also Gurudev used to insist on asan siddhi. Asan siddhi is that when you are listening to a spiritual discourse or when you are trying to meditate, you will not move at all. Even if your legs become numb, keep sitting in that posture. That is called asan siddhi. Slowly, slowly, it will become a habit, and your legs and knees and everything, your shins, your calves, your thighs will get into a habit of sitting in that posture, and you will not move at all. Recently, I attended a satsang camp in Rishikesh. There were about 22 foreigners there, 22 foreigners attending that camp. And they were all sitting cross legged on the floor and did not move at all. It is difficult for you and me to do that, isn't it? Let's be truthful. A whole lot of people can't even sit on the floor. But that asan siddhi is necessary for calming the mind. Some older people who have trouble with their backs or something, Gurudev used to always make them sit on chairs. But even on chairs, asan siddhi can be done. You don't have to sit cross-legged. Put both your feet on the ground, sit on the chair straight without a backrest and meditate. That is also asan siddhi. So, ये जो है achapalam means that the body, the condition of the body is constantly restless. It should be, and when you are awake and you are interacting in the world, even then, practice that your body moves very little, and that will bring peace to your mind. Okay, so this much we have done today, and we will do the next verse again next time because there are too many. And verse number 3 we will take up next time. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.